I don't see where Lincoln National has put anywhere in their underwriting guidelines that they're worried about it. So it's carrier specific.
Okay, but what I'm asking is that with AIG, are they asking for to combine the death benefit of what they're applying for with AIG and what they have anywhere else with any other company, or is it just with AIG?
Just with AIG. And the reason why they care is because, remember, the total risk is on AIG paper. They don't care the risk if it was another carrier. The total amount of risk that's being done with AIG. So people do strange things. There's always loopholes, right? And one of the loopholes, I'm going to assume, I've never thought about it, but I'm sure if somebody's trying to get out of a certain requirement, maybe in an exam, and let's say here you see where the requirements is just maybe a non-med, where they don't have to admit their medical history, okay? Maybe possibly somebody that's applying for life insurance 9 months ago with American General and is applying again and, you know, still trying to stay within the underwriting guidelines so an exam is not needed. There's always reasons why people do weird things, right? And usually it's not good reasons. So that's why they do this. The carrier, Lincoln, AIG wants to be able to them, if whether it was applied for 9 months ago, 6 months ago, or 12 months ago, to them on the books, it's the total risk of either being applied or enforced that they want you to be cognizant of. They want you to take that whole perspective of the death benefit in order to determine what your underwriting requirements are going to be. So what I do is, like I said, when I look at the application and I see that there's the same carrier that I'm applying with and there's enforced coverage, not only do I want to know about medical requirements, but what about a replacement? Then it can be potentially an internal replacement, which is another thing that we will touch base at another meeting. But just to give you a short observation of an internal replacement, we know replacement is replacing one policy with another, right? But what if it's with the same company? What if you're replacing an AIG policy that's been in force for 5-10 years or a couple years, let's say a couple years, and you want to replace it with a new policy? Well, here's another reason why, again, they implement rules why they do. Agents will revisit their book of business every couple years. If they write the business, they're hoping they're going to get commissions, correct? Any carrier, I don't know of any carrier that there's a certain time frame, and again, they're specific. If you do an internal replacement, not commissions is only paid based on the difference in the death benefit being applied for. Meaning that if, let's say 12 months ago, an insured placed a policy with an agent 12 months ago with American General, and they come back and they say they want to apply with American General again, but they want to replace that policy that we just placed in force with American General 12 months ago. So the agent is thinking, oh, I can get commissions. And it's still 500, let's say it's 750,000. So the first policy was 500,000 and this policy is 750. The agent will only get commissions on the difference, the $250,000 difference. Because imagine if they were allowing agents to get commissions on every single policy that's being replaced internally with the same carrier, that's all they would be doing. Policies would be replaced all the time because agents would get full commissions. So we'll cover this more because this is something where you start getting really deep into it. And a lot of case managers are not aware that agents are not aware that they are not expected to get full commissions on internal replacements. And some carriers could be the life of the policy. GE Life, they would not let you do an internal replacement and receive any type of commissions, whether, you know, if it was the same or the residual difference at all. So each carrier is different. So again, when I get a new application, first thing I look for is what insurance do they have in force. If the carrier that they're applying with is not one of the carriers listed that they have in force or that they're applying for other than the application that you're doing, then, you know, it's fine. You can go off of your normal grid and look at it. And I'm going to say about 96% of the time, you're going to have that situation, you know, you're going to be fine. You're not going to have to worry about, you know, looking at the grid and trying to figure out if you need to double it or whatever you need to do, any of that stuff. But you have to be aware of the situation because it can make a difference when the requirements get done. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay. Let me see what else I got here for you guys. So we talked about the underwriting guidelines. We will go through ordering an exam. I wanted to walk through so you can see all the important stages of ordering an exam. All right.